always tell her, I'm like, look, it's okay for you to say no. Because you know how Nigerians are. Once you say yes one time, Nigerians are very selfish people, bro. I will be honest. I'm Nigerian. Forget this nonsense. Nigerians are entitled, especially the most entitled people you're ever going to see in Nigeria are the poor people. I swear to God. You know those people in village that have never achieved anything in their life? They have these fucking entitlement. Maybe you are related to them somehow by blood and you share the same last name somehow and you are now abroad. They have this audacity to you where it's almost like they yeah, exactly, like traditional, like, yeah, it's your duty, and you know, I'm your uncle, it's your duty. I don't know who you are. I don't know who the fuck you are. But my sister is kind, and I always tell her, listen, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. It's okay to not engage. You have your own things to focus on. We are not bad people, and it's okay to be a bad person. I don't care. I'm the villain. I'm the villain. I will be the villain. I'll be the enemy. I don't care. I have my own life to live. End of story. It's not easy, bro. Especially in this diaspora that we are all in. You know how expensive life is? You know how expensive life is? You know, no, let me learn, please. Do not interrupt me. I'll let you speak. Do you know how expensive life is? It's expensive. And 2026 is even gonna be worse. There's tariff war happening, there's economic downturn happening, there's a lot of things happening. Like some people in Nigeria think that just because we're abroad, like we are chilling. Huh? There is nothing, and this is to everybody in the comment section and to those on the panel, there is nothing wrong with you putting yourself first, even above your parents. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel guilty about it. Especially when your parents are pieces of shit. You don't owe them nothing. You don't owe them nothing. Do not feel guilty. Take care of yourself first, because the truth of the matter is, when you are stuttering, when you are struggling in this Europe, will they help you? No. They will not help you. This is how you should look at life. If you can send something, send something. If you cannot send something, don't send something. If you don't want to send something, don't send something. End of story. Because they are surviving without you. Let me tell you the truth. Let me bust your bubble. Those people that you think need you, how did they survive before they got in contact with you? They survived, didn't they? And let me tell you, if something happens to you, they will forget you in less than 3 days and move on to the next. Let me repeat that for those of you in the back who may not know. Those people in Africa that you think need you and they depend on you, they don't. They're only contacting you because you are there. When you are having problem, they won't help you. When you actually need them to run errands for you, most of them will fail you. Okay? They will fail you. And when you are gone, they will move on quickly, like you never even existed.
Hi, everyone. And hi, host. Thank you very much. This topic is very, very dear to my heart. A lot of valid points have been made by everyone. So I was the one in the comments saying, imagine going through that as a part of a polygamous family. So imagine everything you've said, multiply that times 100. That's literally what you go through in a polygamous family. So my dad was doing well. So I agree with the lady that said, this is not just for single parent households. This is a polygamous family that we're talking about. A man that was well off. I mean, my dad was a diplomat. He had the money, he had the wives, he had the children. But home was never home for us because we always had cousins, aunties, uncles, random strangers. Like everybody was there. There came a point where you go down the next morning, you will see a new face. You don't even know who the person is. And a lot of things happen because they are bringing people into your environment, into your space, into your home that you don't even know. But there's been cases of sexual assault. There's been cases of stealing. It's just traumatic. And then to make matters worse, in our case, like I said, my dad was well off. So most of us were born abroad. But after you're born there, you've got your papers, he'll bring you back home so you can grow and get some of our African values. Do you understand? But that didn't even change matters. Most of yes, we went to good schools, we went to private schools, but there was a lot of things that our friends were doing that we couldn't do. We couldn't go on holidays every year. We couldn't really do, we couldn't live the luxurious lifestyle that our daddy actually could afford to give us because he was doing it for other people. He was literally sending all our cousins to school. He was sending, I'm not saying not to help, what I'm saying is not at the expense of your own family. And then when things went downhill for him, everybody disappeared. Nobody, like you could literally drop a pin in the house and you will hear the pin. That's how everybody deserted him. That's how people that he helped were nowhere to be found. Even his own brothers, even his own sisters, like everybody, like our aunts, our uncles, everybody deserted us. And then imagine growing up, they're making you feel like everybody's family, everybody's auntie, everybody's uncle. It's all love and light. And then reality hits you and you literally have no savior. There's nobody to help you. And then you've got your own step siblings that you're having issues with because one person feels like that is treating them better than the other. The women themselves are having issues. I always tell people, when I say I would not do polygamy, no matter what, even if I love you from the bottom of my heart, the day you tell me I'm marrying another wife because of our religion, I will say, thank you very much. I'll pack my bags and I'll leave. Because people always talk about what the women in polygamous families go through, but they don't know what we, the kids, go through. We are traumatized more than our parents, our mothers, our fathers. They don't know the kind of trauma that we go through. The children of polygamous families, we have hundreds of years of therapy to go through. Now that I'm in a better place, my dad sent me to uni, and a couple of years down the line, he couldn't afford my uni fees. Obviously, everybody knows uni abroad is expensive because I went to uni here in the UK. He couldn't help me, but there was all those people that he helped, all those millions of people that he helped. Nobody was willing to help me. I had to literally do anything and everything to get through. And then today, when you're doing well, all those same people will now come out of nowhere expecting you to help. My own thing is I'm not repeating the mistakes my parents did. I don't care whether you say I'm a bad person. I don't care whether you say I'm losing my values. I am not repeating the mistakes my parents did. And I'm not letting that generational foolishness go down to my kids. My kids don't know anybody that's not real family. They don't even know my step siblings. I don't even want them to know my step siblings because that's not their family. The only family they know is the one that I choose is my family, and I choose them based on behavior. Do you understand? And then I'm giving them everything that I'm working hard for. I'm not here busting my ass for my children to be living half-ass life. No, I'm not doing that. I'm giving them all the best. Every year I take them for holidays. I live my best life. Before I invested back home, the first thing I did was make sure I had a mortgage in this country. I'm giving my children the best of life because I don't want them to grow feeling the way I am feeling today towards my parents. And then people need to understand our parents are human. They make mistakes. Our ancestors are human. They make mistakes. So all these things that people call culture and tradition and it's our way of life and everything, it's not perfect. And if it's not perfect, it's okay to change it. We don't have to stick to the same rules and regulations that's been passed down from generation to generation, even when we are well aware that it's wrong. Like, why are we doing that? I truly, truly, truly don't get it. And then when you talk about those of us that are abroad, still helping people back home, I believe it's our fault. I'm telling you the honest truth. At this point, it's our fault because their sense of entitlement, we are the one feeding it. If there's a fire burning and you keep giving it kerosene or wood or feeding it paper or whatever, it's going to continue burning. We got to throw water on it, man. It's about time we take care of ourselves and our children. Our parents have not laid any foundation for us. You come here, you see the Asians. You go to America, you see the Jews. You see other people from other backgrounds. They have laid the foundation for their children. Then their children will come and lay the first floor. Another generation will come and lay the second floor. Another generation will come and lay the third floor. That's how you build generational wealth. But no, our parents didn't do that. They didn't leave anything behind. We have to start from scratch. Now, if we start from scratch and we are not careful and we repeat the same mistakes that they did, we are not going to leave anything for our kids, which means our kids will have to come back and start from scratch again.
Exactly. Great point. I say to Africans, we need to remove that emotion. Oh, you give them grace. I don't give a shit about grace. We need to look at things practically because this is how other communities move. We need to look at it like a family business. A great grandfather creates a cup business, for example, right? Making cup. The great grandfather comes in and he makes a cup business and ice cream business. You understand? And then the great grandfather comes in and makes cup business, ice cream business, and a food truck. You understand? And then he now passes it on to the father, and the father knows, cup business, ice cream, food truck, and now maybe five restaurants. You understand? And then they do, and you see that's how it happens. It's supposed to accumulate, right? And then when we see our African parents as a collective, when we see what have they actually done for us, nothing. We have nothing. They've not given us something. Like the Asians can say, oh yeah, we have China, we have Japan, we have Taiwan, we have military power in the world. We have movement. The wife can say, oh yeah, we have Switzerland, we have Luxembourg, we have United Kingdom, Belgium, whatever. The Arabs can say, oh, we have Saudi Arabia, we have Qatar, we have Dubai, United Arab Emirates, whatever. But what do we have? Nothing.
Because they've not.
Like, God damn.
We have to come back and we have to start from scratch. And then when you're doing that, they are still like right now. Since last year, I invested back home. I did like an apartment complex, Airbnb, and it's going great. First of all, they were angry that I did it without telling them. Secondly, they are mad that I am kind of like doing big moves. First, my culture and my religion does not help. They'll say because you're a woman, you're not supposed to do things like that. These are things that men are supposed to do. That's not even something I'm worried about because the last I checked, you can't come and beat me and take my money out of my pocket. So that bit I'm not even bothered about. But it's the fact that they do not even want you to lay the foundation. At this point, that's what I've concluded. They actually like the fact that we always have to start from scratch, that we are always at the back, that we are always not growing, that every new generation that has to come has to go through the struggle. At this point in my life, I've concluded that that's what African parents want. They want everybody to struggle.
That's fair. That's a totally fair. And one thing I want us to know is don't ever feel guilty. Don't ever feel guilty. What we are doing is we are rewiring ourselves to not make the same mistake. We have to build, and to have a different result, we have to do things differently. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing, Lady AJ. Do what you're doing. It is fantastic that you're building something tangible. All right, don't fall into this cultural nonsense that they have inherited that did nothing for them. Absolutely nothing for them, right? And they want to inherit. I mean, let's even focus on where we are in the diaspora. You have African parents that have been in the diaspora for decades. From Germany, let me land, please. Let me land. From decades, from Germany to the United Kingdom to America, across Europe, in the West at least. And they're still working dead-end jobs. And then when you ask them, why didn't you try to get something like, oh, the system? I'm like, don't do that. What do you mean the system? Did you try? Did you try to get education? I mean, I have a guy here where I am, right? In Europe. He's been abroad for almost 20 years. Speaks German, speaks French, speaks English. He has 4 kids though, because they have to fuck. 4 kids. But he's been working this dead-end job for decades now. Salary is not paid well, paid very low, inconsistent. I'm like, why are you there? You speak the languages. Why didn't you try to improve yourself? Oh, bro. I'm like, there's no bro. You didn't want to, because the country you are in, if you want to improve yourself and you make the effort, you will. Because your peers that came with you, when you came in or around the time you came in, they now own kebab shops. They own multiple kebab shops. They own cleaning companies. They own warehouse. They're now warehouse managers. Some of them are now working in corporate. Some of them even work in corporate. What about you, dummy? What did you do? You're now in your early 50s. What have you done? God damn. You know what I mean? Like, God, it's tiring, man.
And the annoying thing is when we think it's just affecting us like in our homes. It's not. Even in the corporate world, in the work world, it is happening. You go into meetings and then you're the only Black person there. And you're looking around. People are even looking at you like you're in the wrong space. Do you understand? Because we've not educated our kids. They've not educated us. They've not enabled us to get to that point in life. Our kids, when your children go abroad, the first thing, you've already laid so much family financial responsibilities on them. They are not getting the right education to be able to do corporate jobs. They don't have time to go to uni, to grow themselves, to do apprenticeships, to do things that will push them up the career ladder. Instead, they are doing menial jobs because they have to take care of family responsibilities back home. And then these same parents will tell you, are you not seeing your peers? They are doing this, they are doing that. But did you give me the time that I needed to invest into these big careers that you want me to go into? You go to uni, you see Asian kids, you see European kids, you see how much time and dedication they put into their studies. But we don't even have that opportunity because you are rushing. You want to get a good job quickly, so you can just take on financial responsibilities back home. Honestly, we're not helping the they didn't help us, but I don't want it to repeat in us not helping our kids. Do you understand? So that's why I said this topic today, honestly, it's really a very sensitive topic for me. And I really appreciate that you've brought it on the panel, because this is something that we really, really need to talk about. We can't even talk about half of the things that we go through, but at least let's start somewhere. Let's start sensitizing ourselves. If our parents are lost cases, no problem. But please let us start talking about it. And that's all I've got to add today. Thank you.
Got it. Yes, there was a lot of discrimination against back then, Pamela. But what about the Asians? What about the Indians? Yes, discrimination exists. I get it. For fuck's sakes, can we as black people try to move forward in spite of stuff happening? God damn! It's tiring. It's the same thing with the black Americans over there. Slavery. Yeah, I get it. It was terrible. But buddy, we're in 2025, man.
Can I say something? Sorry, can I say something?
God damn. The Indians also face racism, don't they? Or see what they've done. The Asians also face racism, don't they? See what they've done. We have to start looking at doing things in spite of, because at the end of the day, it's about power. You have to create stuff. You have to get the jobs. You have to build the business. You have to build the skill. Racism ain't going anywhere. But you gotta move forward, man. Jesus, people are requesting when I'm trying to end the live, but okay, cool. IJ, please make a point so that we can get the floor to other people that haven't spoken. Kelly hasn't spoken, so I think I invited him to speak, but he wasn't there, so I'm gonna drop him. IJ, make a point. Then we're gonna go to Titus, then yeah, we're gonna go. I'm not adding more people, please, but go on. Go on, IJ. IJ, you there? Unmute. You are on mute, IJ. Yeah, exactly. We gotta stop this victim mentality. It's fucking sickening. Because it's not helping us. How is this victim mentality helping us? It's not helping us at all. Go on.
Yeah, I wanted to say something now, and I also wanted to talk to our men.
Hey, can you hear me, Kingsley?
Yeah, I can. Welcome.
I appreciate it. Now I've been listening to your watching actually your YouTube for a while now, so it's great to speak to you. This subject, right? This subject is so multi-layered in many ways, but one thing I would say that is culture. That's a huge problem, a massive problem in our community, in the African community. Culture is something that I struggle to even try to understand why my parents think and behave the way they do. And then when I actually look at it, it's the culture. It's very close-minded. But my parents, they migrated from Ghana in the 80s and they met here, and that's how I was born and whatnot. So I've really seen Ghanaian culture. I want to speak for just Ghanaians. When they're here, when they're in the UK, they're very close-minded. They're very in their groups, closed off from society, and they just literally communicate in things based on the Ghanaian level. You know, everything about Ghana. There's nothing else about the UK economy. There's nothing about how we're going to raise our boys and girls in our Ghanaian community, not just black community, Ghanaian community in the UK. And there's no idea, there's no critical thinking, there's no logic in the way they behave and the way they raise their children, or even just to raise their standards, their economic standards in the UK. There is no planning like that. There isn't. And I've seen it continuously, because not only that, there's a serious street culture, black urban culture here that is literally warping the minds of young black people in the UK. So not only that the parents are not actually involved in their children's lives, but they're not actually involved in the UK culture, because UK culture is completely trapping black young men and women, especially black men. You know, I have cousins, I have brothers that grew up here that are in streets. They want to do boxing, they want to do rapping, they want to do, so many different random things, and literally their parents just let them be. And now they build, and throughout that time, they use probably their benefits or whatever money they got from the UK, right, to build up their house and go. They were retired, whilst their kids are running amok in the UK. And it's just the same cycle I've seen many, many times for many people. And this is why, for me, just to promote myself, this is why I started an Afro-British agency where I specifically promote cocoa products from Ghana. So I have an agency where I promote cocoa products across international markets, especially UK. And that's what I do. And I want to just a message to everybody that if you want to actually change the way things are in your life, you really got to connect with the continent where you're from. And that's the best thing you can do for yourself. Whatever industry you are, if you can connect with the continent, your background, your culture, your nation, it's the best standing. Because for me, I feel like it's giving me confidence that I never got from my parents. I never got from the schools in here. But for me to connect with my continent, with my country, with my country's products, that is a better standing for anybody. And that's all I got to say. I appreciate the call. Appreciate you letting me on this live. And yeah, that's what I got to say. Appreciate you guys.
No, I appreciate you, Titus. And it is cultural. And you made a good point about how it's very, a lot of our parents' generation, it's so isolated. They come on in, they don't know what's going on in the country even. They just stay in their little bubble of Ghanaian, Nigerian, church, and that's it, you know? Church space, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's very insular, you know? They're not curious. What's going on? What skills are out there? How are we going to improve ourselves? Oftentimes, it is the kids that have to go out there and find their level themselves. And a lot of people like to say, "Oh, you're being harsh, Kingsley." I'm not being harsh. I'm being logical. I'm being rational. That's it. A lot of African kids in diaspora, bro, we figured this shit out ourselves. Because our parents didn't do shit, bro. They were just there. Because to them, the fact that they brought you to the UK was all they needed to do. The fact that they brought you abroad was all they needed to do. The fact that they gave birth to you is all they needed to do. I know a guy who's in the UK, and he's like, dude, I hate my life. I hate my life. He was born in the UK. He hates his life. You know, is in his early teens. You know why he hates his life? Because they're poor. They're struggling. They've got 4 of them. Dad is always broke. Mom is always broke. It's because they're poor. So yes, you're in the UK, but you're poor, bro. You're struggling. You understand? So it's like, would that guy be thankful to you for that? He hates you. Because he feels like you brought him into a mess. But anyway, I gotta go. Let's give the floor to Lady AJ, Flowing Aura, and Vivian to make their final statements. Everybody has 3 minutes to make their final statement. Then Titus, we're gonna end with you because you just spoke. And then we're gonna end the live. So whoever opens their mic first can have their closing statement for 3 minutes.
Okay.
So you go.
Yeah, thank you. Again, thanks. It's a very good topic, and I just hope the conversation will continue.
Yeah.
And in terms of that, there's something that I was researching lately and that I came upon, which our parents are struggling from, which is the diaspora phrase or the cultural phrase. They think they're even keeping our old cultures and traditions from back home, which they are not, because what's happening is they've migrated, they've come into a new country, but they're still holding on to those old cultures that even when you go back home today, those cultures are outdated because everybody moves, everybody changes. Change is the only constant thing. Some of the cultures and traditions that our parents still uphold, those that are abroad, when they go back home, those things are even outdated back home. So they find themselves in a limbo. They are not here, they are not there. Please, we don't want to find ourselves in that situation. It's already bad that they are not helping us, but then even what they're telling us does not even exist back home. There is a lot to offload here, but honestly, I just want all of us to take our times, especially we that are here now, living here, growing families here. We should take it upon ourselves because they're not coming to save us. No one's coming to save us. It's up to us to now save ourselves and our children to come. I'm not worried about we, the adults ourselves today. I'm just worried about our children that are coming. Just like the last guy that came said, like a lot of kids are here. They don't even know what they want to do with their life. There's no direction. So please, everybody should take that upon themselves so we can help our next generation find themselves. Because at this point, we are all lost sheep. Thank you.
No, Lady AJ, absolutely. Indeed, it will be an ongoing conversation because we need to talk about this, and it's healing. It's healing for me. It's therapy, man. Like I feel like a lot of us African youth, our generation, we have so much baggage to unpack. It's not even funny, and just talking about it is so relieving. I feel good. Honestly, you guys don't know what you guys have done for me. Like to see that there are people in the comment section and people on the panel who are willing to talk about it and just let it all out. It's so good to me. It's so good to hear. It's good to see because it's like a lot of us we're expected to just take it and shut up. You know what I mean, Lady AJ? It's like we're allowed to, we're expected to just shut up. Who cares? No, it's
100%.
important for us to talk about it. Our culture is toxic. We need to fix. So I like the African. Don't get me wrong. I'm proudly African. I love the African culture, but there's a lot of things that we cannot hold on to if we want to move forward economically and politically. What do you think, Lady AJ?
I completely agree to that, 100%. We're not saying our cultures are completely bad. Two things can exist at the same time. Do you understand? There are good parts to it, there are bad parts to it. But the parts that are bad, that we've analyzed that does not work for us, it's okay to let it go. It's okay to make the changes. It's okay to make sure the next generation does not carry the bad things forward. And then the good things, we capitalize on it. That's just the normal thing to do. And it will be good if we are all open to that. So I completely agree with you.
When I came to Europe, I was like, now I'm in Europe, so who am I going to associate myself with? I tried going to church and I was so disappointed. I tried associating myself with the African community here, and I found out that they were not even trying to move up the social ladder. They just prefer to be in their little community when they know that they are in a foreign land without real power.
Yeah, most of them are comfortable. Exactly.
Yes, and when
in their small job somewhere. That's
the enlightener, when you try to enlighten yourself and then you try to like tell them, look at what's going on, let's do this, they're like, you think you know more than us, or you think there's a way they are very condescending to knowledge, condescending to anybody that is trying to improve. And it's just better for you to just keep yourself away from them. It's not as if everybody is bad, but I've never really had positive experience with the African community in France, where I am right now. And then I tried to force my way into the social the social ladder, because I'm like, you know what, I need to start my own business. I did that, and I found out that when I go to some event, I'm the only Black person. I'm like, what has the Black people in this country been doing for so long? Like, how come I'm the only Black person? And the problem that I'm facing now is when I'm in those communities, because I'm the only Black person, it's very easy to oppress me. So you see, we're not really making efforts. We are letting people exclude us in anywhere we find ourselves, even in our own continent. A lot of people say there's poverty everywhere in Africa, but they don't even go to seminars that are free. They think that to go to some entrepreneurship seminars, you have to pay. This mindset of not being curious, like you said. So I think we have to do better. We have to educate ourselves, make sure that we acquire the maximum knowledge that we need, so we will not repeat the same mistake that our ancestors made. And we should just give up the idea of trying to change our parents. They have lived their life. They have decided, they have made their choices. It's not for us to just move on with what we have learned from them. And yeah, that is it. Thank you.
Okay, flowing aura, everything you said honestly is the truth when it comes to representation. Because even me, I live in Germany, yeah, and aside from our sets, which came to Germany of recent as Africans, the previous sets, like, we lack representation so much. There are many places you go to, so many offices you go to. Like, literally, since I have been in Germany for the past 4+ years, I have not even seen an African person who is a nurse or a banker or a pharmacist. Like, I have not met personally. They might exist, of course, I know they do, but in the 3 cities I have lived, I have not even seen one. And I ask myself, are we the first set of Africans to land here? Because what have the other people been doing so far? Because everybody complains that, in Germany, language is the problem. So after acquiring the language, like, literally, what next? Like, what do you do with that superpower that everybody wants to have? And then another thing is, so many Africans come to Europe, to the diaspora, and they have this mindset that they are not going to live here forever. Meanwhile, they still end up spending 70+ years here. Like, you see some of them, when you tell them things like, acquire a mortgage, it's important you acquire a mortgage because of those so many benefits that comes with it. And even if you do not even want to live in Europe later on in life, the mortgage can still be useful to you in one way or another. They would argue with you that, oh, it's not necessary to acquire one because they want to retire back home, blah, 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 and how stressful it is. And literally, this thing is very simple. There was a man I met, he has a whole house here in Germany. This man is not even a 9 to 5 worker. He does like a menial job. When he acquired that house, he didn't even know how to speak German. Most of his friends then that were laughing at him, the man just finished paying off his mortgage last year, and we all celebrated. Like, he's free. He's retiring very soon. His children, he could do whatever he wants to do with the property at this point. So financial literacy is something that is very lacking in our community. I have to be honest. Secondly, we do not think of ourselves as an individual. We don't see ourselves as a global representation of where we're coming from. Everywhere you go as an African person in the diaspora, you should see yourself as a representation of where you're coming from, not just as an individual. But we do not really think collectively. That's the problem. And that's why, like Flori Ora was saying, there are times I and my kids will go somewhere. We are always the only Black people there. Like, almost all the time. And seriously, it's really, 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 it's sickening to say the least, because this lack of representation is part of the reason why they don't rate us. It's annoying. Honestly, it's annoying, but I'm so glad, I'm so happy that our generation, our time, we're trying to do different. Though I know it's not all of us, because we still have people of our generation that is still as close-minded as our parents, let's be honest, but at least the few of us who are actually speaking up about this, that's where it starts. Thank you.
So that man who, but like I said, a lot of Africans who come abroad, it's just a weird group. That is why, honestly, I have beef and animosity towards our parents' generation. I do. Because I feel like compared to their peers, they've done fuck all. Fuck all, bro. Like, a lot of them, they live everywhere. A lot of them, they come here. Like, they always like to say this, they always like to say this discrimination. I'm like, come on, that's a lie. Because at the end of the day, if you want to work, they're going to help you. That's it. Stop it. Like, they always say, oh, I never wanted to push myself. I never tried to go out of the comfort zone. And you see how this works as well. Because a lot of them, they didn't push themselves for that minute. A lot of them are French learners. They now have like 3-4 kids. Now, those kids are now inheriting your generational stress, the poverty, the struggle. You're going to bring those kids into that struggle. So now from an early age, your child in the diaspora is now struggling to even get basic amenities, because you as the father and the mother, you did not think to plan. At least you don't even have kids, or if you're going to have kids, have one. But no, I am yet to see these people that are poor in the diaspora have one child. It's always 3, 4, 5. They split them out. You split them out. So now you see you've created a pattern of struggle for your kids now. But anyway, thanks so much for joining. I hope to see you again. Okay?
Hi, Kingsley. I just want to say thank you so much for inviting me onto your platform. I've been watching some of your videos, and I'm so happy that you're able to use your platform to talk about these issues. I'm outside, so I can't speak for long, but I want to say that one of the biggest things I think that is a problem in the African community is the hold that religion has on us. I really feel like a lot of Africans, like the way they use religion, it's like they kind of lose sometimes their common sense or critical thinking. So, for example, we're talking about the past and like how people have had maybe multiple children without adequate financial planning. But even if we talk about things like life insurance, I've heard some people say, some aunties and uncles say, oh, it's against God to take out like life insurance because, I can't take it out because of, whatever the Bible says or whatever. It doesn't even make sense. And my uncle, he's a pastor and he also works in financial services, and he says he's come across this problem so many times in the African community. So it's like, I feel like if we are not able to use religion in a way that propels us and like makes us better in terms of our community, then I don't really know how far we're going to go, because in my personal opinion, I think that religion is holding us back so much. And it's not just Christianity. I would even argue it's other Abrahamic religions like Islam as well. Like, I really feel like as a whole on the African community, religion has done a number on us. And I have my own personal thoughts about like Abrahamic religions anyway, and like colonization, imperialism. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I just feel like some people have lost their brains or like their common sense when it comes to conversations like how like financial planning and children, because they just take that one verse in the Bible that says, go forth and multiply and all this kind of thing. But it's like you have to be wise as well. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Thanks.
No, thanks so much for that. They knit and pick what they want to hear. That's how they are. But absolutely, it's religion is the religion is the core issue with Africans, especially abroad. Like, we don't know how to separate book and reality, you know? And I think our generation, we are doing a better job at it. But one thing that I'm always saying is I don't want us to feel guilty for choosing ourselves. Never feel guilty as African youths for picking yourself. Because keep in mind, as African youths, we don't have the luxury that our European counterparts have. We don't have the luxury that our Asian counterparts have. I mean, I know some people that I went to university with, and they were like, why will I stay in Switzerland when I can go to China? They're Asian. You know what I mean? I had people say, I'm like, God, I'm jealous. I cried. I can't lie to you guys. I cried, bro. I don't know, as an African, I don't know what it feels like to have, like, my generation care for me. I don't know. We don't know. As Africans, we don't know what it's like to have the previous generation, like, care for us. We don't know. I went to school with a lot of people from the Gulf. I'm not going to stay here. I can come here for holidays. I'll go to Qatar. I'm Qatari. As a Qatari, I'm set for life. Bam! Done. Because his parents' generation thought about him when they were building that country. I think in their country, if you're Qatari, if you're Qatari by blood, you're going to get land, you're going to get a bank account, you're set for life. Just because you're Qatari. Oh, I cry, man. I'll be honest, I cried. I was like, man, I don't know what that feels like. I don't know. A lot of us don't know we don't know what it feels like to have our parents' generation build a country with us in mind. We don't know. Everything about Africa is just a mess. Our passport is the weakest in the world. Our passport is as good as toilet paper. We can't even travel. Traveling is a problem. That's why when I see African parents' generation, I genuinely do. I have so much animosity towards them. I don't respect them. I don't. I just don't, bro. Maybe you guys do. I don't. And what have you guys done for us, bro? What have you guys done for us? What have you guys done for us, genuinely? Our countries are the poorest in the world. Our countries are the unsafest. Unemployment is rife. Insecurity is rife. You guys like to blame the West all the time. I was supposed to pay salaries to civil servants in Nigeria and they don't pay. And nothing happens to them. Is that also colonization? Carl, could you please answer me that? Because I want to know. Because it's always somebody else's fault. It's never Africans. Because Africans are always innocent. Do you know that the corruption that you see in the continent, in Congo, in Sudan, only happens because Africans allow it? Did you know that? You think African leaders are just powerless? You think African politicians are just powerless people? That's what they want you to believe. You think that all these presidents that are allowing their countries to be raped by everybody else, you think they don't give their permission? You think this happens without their knowledge? We don't have a maintenance culture. We don't. Exactly, Monica. One of the guys came in my comment section. I was like, "Whoa, what have you done?" That is their typical. That is their typical pushback. When they have nothing else to say, they say, "What about you?" I'm a 30-year-old guy. My parents' generation, they were supposed to create a country that I can build upon. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to inherit something from a country that I can build upon. What are we going to inherit? Tell me. Because you guys always love to point fingers back. What have you done, though? What am I going to do? Yes, even colonization. Colonization happened because Africans allow it. Slavery happened because Africans allowed it. Colonizations happened because Africans allow it. We sold ourselves out. We sold out. That's the fucking truth. Somebody in the African space gave in. Was the fucking, like, when if you look at this, if you look at the story of colonization, you will see that the British and the Portuguese and the Spanish, they always had an ally. There was an ally that opened the door. So when Africans always like to blame the West, I say, shut up. You are where you are because you allow it. If you look at the story of slavery, if you look at the story of colonization, there was always an ally that opened the door. King Jaja of Okpobo, the Yoruba guys in the Southwest, the Edo people. There was always people that opened the door. I spoke about it earlier in the live. I said, if you look at slavery and colonization, there were always people from Dahomey to Ghana. There was always people that allied themselves. It's the allies, exactly. So let us stop acting like Africans are always these innocent people. Africans played a critical role and still play a critical role in their demise. That is why I get so pissed off. That's why I get so pissed off when Africans always want to point the fingers at everybody else, as if they're just incapable of. You're involved. So we, as African youths, we have every right to point the finger at our parents' generation and say, you guys have failed us, because they have. You guys are not giving us infrastructure. You're not giving us good countries. You're not giving us well-run countries. You're not giving us countries that are well protected. You're not giving us good education. You're not giving us good healthcare. You're not giving us good passport, so we cannot even travel. Nobody around the world respects us. That was your duty. Your duty was supposed to make sure you're giving us something to build upon. Nobody respects us, because the world sees you as savages and sees us as savages because you have not built anything. We are not in the rooms where where big time economic decisions are being made, because you guys are not there. We're not in big military conversations. We can't even protect ourselves. Our passport is as good as toilet paper. You guys were celebrating that Trump wanted to come to Africa. You guys were celebrating that Trump wanted to come to Nigeria. I had to tell my father, I'm like, you're celebrating that? He was like, yeah. I'm like, you see? You're celebrating that a white man is going to come to your country and do things you are supposed to do. He had no answer for me. He was talking about, yeah, but the corrupt politician. I'm like, no, the corrupt politician comes from your generation. Why aren't you guys doing anything about it? When the white man says Africans are savages and cannot lead themselves, why are we getting angry? Is he wrong? Is he wrong? Is he wrong? Or you guys are gonna blame colonization. When you had African men that were talking about respect me. When he came in, it's not a projection. Africans cannot lead themselves. I don't care about I don't want to hear about historical evidence. I'm looking at 2025. Africans cannot lead themselves. I'm looking at results. Well, let me guess, Mr. Curry, let me guess, it's the white man's fault, right? Mr. Curry, let me guess, it's the West. The West is the reason why you can't lead yourself, right? Let me guess. It's the white man. The white man is the reason why Africans cannot grow. So whose fault is it? It's the Chinese man? It's not the Africans, though. It's the Chinese, it's the West, it's China. It's everybody else but the African man, huh? I'm actually quite curious to hear why you think why is it wrong? I want to hear your reason. Because I know it's going to be some bullshit. I know it's going to be some lack of accountability bullshit. Typical. Of course, it starts with appreciation of their culture. Of course, always something very idealistic. Oga, enter office and build your country. Forget this appreciation of their culture, I beg. We need roads, we need schools. We don't give a shit about that. Why haven't we done that? This is why sometimes I have difficulty having conversations with people like this, I swear. Because you guys are always looking in air. We need safe countries, we need good roads, we need good jobs, period. Anything else is comma. How can you appreciate your culture, Mr. Curry? How can you appreciate your culture when people are hungry? How can you appreciate your culture when people are starving? Help me ask him, or Jacinda. What has culture got to do with modernization, infrastructure, technology? Help me ask him. Because that's what a lot of these guys love to do. They don't want to look at the real things that we're talking about. They always want to look at the big, ethereal talking points. People are hungry. People are starving. People are getting unalived in Nigeria, across Africa. There's war in Congo. There's war in Sudan. There's pockets of war across Africa. And you're talking about appreciation of your culture? And of course, it comes from a black man. When I say black men are the weakest group of men in the world, people get angry with me. What kind of mindset is that? You think the Asian man, when he's building his country, is talking about let's appreciate our culture? In fact, we can even make a case that black men are terrible leaders. African men are the weakest leaders in the world. We can make a case for that. Black men are shitty leaders, terrible leaders. Black men have not proven their ability to build a country. We are shitty leaders. White men are better leaders than black men. That's a fact. Objectively speaking, that's a fact. Black men are terrible leaders. Terrible leaders. Horrendous leaders. Horrific leaders. Every single country that is in the hands of black men, it's like a jigsaw movie. It's horrendous. It's the unsafest. It's the most dangerous. It is the most unpredictable. From Africa to the Caribbean, clearly that is something. Is that including Obama? Blue Talk, come online, come and talk to me. Be a man. I just sent you an invite. Blue Talk, let's talk. Oh, you're playing. Oh, you're playing now. Okay. Because what I'm saying is a joke, Abi. Everything I'm saying is a joke to you. That's why you're playing. It's a joke. Everything I'm saying is a joke to you. Obama was only that successful because he was in a white-run country. White men build better countries than black men. White men and Asian men are better at building countries than black men. That is the truth. You know why? Because we can look at the results. Look at the countries that are run by black men. Look at the countries that are run by Asian men. Look at the countries that are run by white men, and you can't deny it. Even Arabs and Latinos run better countries, bro. Black men are the worst to run a country. God damn. We gotta be honest with ourselves, man. Even Latino men, at least, it's not as bad as ours. Jesus Christ. There are some Latino, South American and countries that are messed up, but at least they have at least one and two that are solid. God damn. At least they have Uruguay. At least they have Argentina. At least they have Chile. You know? At least they have El Salvador. You know what I mean? At least they have El Salvador. They have Chile. They have Argentina. They have Uruguay. They have something. They have Brazil. Brazil is a bit, but they got Brazil. What do we have? Fuck! Nothing. Jesus Christ. Even the Arab man, at least the Arab man has United Arab Emirates. He's got Qatar. He's got Kuwait. He's got Saudi Arabia. The Asian man, he's been able to build up China. He's built up Singapore, built up Hong Kong, built up Taiwan. What has the black man built? What has the black man built? What has the African man built? Let's even be more specific. What has the black African man built? Absolutely nothing. Chaos, struggle, fighting, military takeover, killing. And you want other groups to not be racist towards you? Are you fucking mad? Why should other groups respect us? We have not proven ourselves that we respect ourselves. And you're shocked the world is anti-black. When I look at things from a different angle, like, I see why the world is anti-black. I see why the world is quite racist to us. I kind of see it. We are failures. Every single thing we do is comma. Why would you want to associate yourself with that? Who would want to associate themselves with that? The world respects winners. We are not winners. We are losers. Especially when we are the dominant ones there. So why would a country want to have a predominantly black population? Knowing fully well what we have done in our predominantly black spaces, we have fucked it up. Why would another country want you to be the majority in their country? Hell no. I don't blame them. The whites in America is America today because of white people. Just so you guys know that shit. Just so you guys know that. The United States of America is America today. That you all want to go there primarily because of white folks. So even when the FBAs are trying to claim America, I'm like, why are you talking to me? Go and talk to the white man who runs America. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to Africans. What are we doing? Why don't you want to go and challenge the white man? The white man will challenge you back because he knows he runs that country. You don't. That is the dark truth that nobody wants to admit. White men build better countries than black men, and it's not even close. Asian men build better countries than black men. It's not even close. Arab men build better countries than black men. It's not even close. Latino men build better countries than black men. It ain't even close. Why is that? What is the leading cause? Because the black man is short-sighted. The black man doesn't see beyond his stomach. The black man doesn't see beyond his brain. All the black man sees is he wants to fuck women and he wants to keep money for himself. End of story. Most black men care about, all most black men care about is entertainment. Not all, but most. Especially those who make it to political positions. That is why you see I don't give a shit about not all. It's not all. It's most. It's most. I don't care about the not all. It's majority of them, because if it was not all who make it to leadership positions, we would not be where we are today, but we are. So that says something. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a large number. So it's weird to say not all, because if it was not all, we would have had at least 5 well-run African countries. That's why I'm pissed off. That's why I'm angry. My anger is very justified, because it starts with my African parents' generation. African men who are the leaders, you've failed your continent. You're failures. You've absolutely failed. And you're shocked the world, nobody wants you around. You're shocked nobody wants you around. You're shocked the world is racist to us. You're shocked the world is anti-black. Why won't they be anti-black? Why would they not be anti-black? What have you done? What? You've not built any country, have you? How many developed countries have black men built? And don't talk about the Mali kingdom of it. I don't care. I wasn't born. Black men have built nothing. Nothing of value, at least. And don't talk to me about, oh, it's the white man. Oh, please shut the fuck up. I'm sick of that. Oh, it's the white man. It's the system. Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, it's the system. It's the system. It's the system. It's always the fucking system. How come the system never gets everybody else? It's always you that system is coming for. But when it's time to talk about nyash and having sex and chasing women from other cultures, hey, number one, you make money. The next thing you do, you're traveling to go and find your foreign wife. I saw this guy, Warlord. He's a Nigerian man. Look at him. Look at the mess. Fighting over the reject of another community. Now, failures. This is him. This is the kind of women African men are chasing after. This, if it doesn't involve white women, foreign women that are looking like toothpaste, black men don't care. If it's not involving washed up women, if it's not involving money, they don't give a damn. Our mates are talking about military, new military weapons, Bitcoin, digital transformation, healthcare, infrastructure. We are not even there. As a black man, do you know how weird I feel? This is where my mindset is. But a lot of black men like me don't have this mindset. The fact that Nigeria is still talking about corruption, the fact that Nigeria is still talking about electricity, it is a disappointment. Our mates are talking about sending rockets to space. The Asian man, the white man, the Latino man, the Arab man are talking about, sovereign wealth fund, healthcare. Why do you care where I'm from? Who gives a shit, Bucks? Why do you care where I'm from? How's that going to help your life? And then somebody's asking me, what about Obama? Obama is American. He's not African. Obama was the president of the United States of America. He's not African. Stop claiming something like a backbencher. So what? He has African roots. Who gives a damn? How does that help your life? Okay, Obama is Kenyan. Now what? Now what? Obama is Kenyan. Now what? How does that do that? How does that help your life? Obama is American. Focus on your own. What have black men done? What have African men done? Absolutely nothing. You have African men going to fight wars in Russia and Ukraine. I saw a video of an African man talking about Putin lied to me. Duh! Putin lied to me. No shit, buddy. Who the fuck are you? He lied to me. Why wouldn't he lie to you? Who are you? Are you Russian? Also, because a lot of black men, when they see white, when they see foreign, they say a black man will sell his people just for some proximity to whiteness. That is the average black man for you. And that is why slavery lasted as long as it did. That is why colonization lasted as long as it did. That is why the impunity across Africa lasted the way it did. It's all on black men, period. Because I've studied you guys. The things black men will tolerate, as long as he gets some type of privilege over other black people, he will do it. A black man will sell out his entire country as long as he's special. As long as his entire group is special too, he will do it. That is why Africa is where Africa is today. That is why colonization lasted as long as it did. That is why slavery lasted as long as it did. Because within slavery, you had the house nigger and the field nigger. The field niggers were getting some privileges, but they were happy with it. That is something we don't want to talk about, though. We don't want to talk about it because, hey, what's the truth? The average black man will sell out his entire country as long as he has some type of proximity to whiteness. A lot of black men don't want equality. They want power. And they will do anything to get that power, even if it means to keep their country oppressed. And that is why a lot of African countries, a lot of black African countries are still in poverty because another African man wants to be the only. That is why you have the likes of Museveni in Uganda. You have the likes of Cameroon, Paul Biya, and others. From Equatorial Guinea to Togo. That's the logic. He's the house nigger. It's the house nigger. That's the house nigger mindset. Only me. That is the black man for you. Weak, easily conquered, easy to buy, weak as fuck. But he will tell you how much the woman has to submit to him, though. So I ask you, why shouldn't the world be racist to us? What the fuck have we done? We have not contributed as a collective to the world. We take. Every part of the world gives us money. We don't give money. When was the last time Nigeria gave donations to another country? With all the wealth African countries have, how many charity work have we done for others? The fact that Africans are still asking for help. You can't even pay off your loans. The fact that Africans are still traveling to go and beg for money is pathetic. That is why anytime you see African presidents, they go abroad for international conference. Have you seen the way have you seen how other presidents treat African presidents? They don't even talk to them. They're losers. Have you seen that shit? I've seen many images of African presidents standing by themselves. Nobody wants to talk to them. They just ignore that. They see them as slaves, bruv. They see them as weirdos. They don't talk to them. I saw a video of something. I saw a picture, not a video, of like some Africa. I think it was like a conference, something happening. Bro, the other presidents were just walking past it. They were standing there in the middle with their big tummy, smiling. Nobody was talking to them because they see them for who they are. They laugh at us. The world laughs at us. This is the reality of the black man. This is the reality of the African man. I'm not taking anybody, Emma, please chill. I've had enough.
Yeah, Kingsley, you are. Sorry. Yes, you are very, very right. Is they don't mind selling out their own people as long as they feel like they don't think like long term. They just think like very, very short term, and they aren't focused on building. And we see this every single time. They aren't focused on building. All the most dysfunctional countries in this world all have one thing in common as well. They are all run by a black man. Every single dysfunctional country, whether that be Congo, even post-colonization as well, to all the like all the civilization that was basically given to us, we couldn't even maintain it. We couldn't do that, and then we just want to be accepted into, like, we just want to sit on the same table with the Asians and the European people. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. You have to put like you have to provide something you have to provide something. But yeah, I can't say that. I'm all I have to say thank you very much.
I got you, bro. Thanks for coming up. Okay, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
he said it all. I think the world in general is also kind of sick of Africa in a way, to be honest. And I'm sick of us too. Genuinely sick of us. Genuinely sick of it. I'm sick of it. I am 30 years old. We are still having the same talking points when I was 5. The same shit. The world is sick of us, bro. Genuinely. God damn. God damn. God damn. You know, Africa, I feel like Africa is that child who has so much potential, but you are getting older and they are getting older and they are still having the same issue that they're supposed to fix. And they haven't fixed it. And they are still talking about potential. Man, shut the fuck up and build yourself. Nothing. Talking about you got to respect us. Why would they respect you? Would you imagine Africa? Imagine Africa as a human being. Okay, take African continent and take Africa as a continent, and now picture it as a human being that has refused to grow. Would you respect that human being? Let's be practical here. Let's humanize Africa. Take Africa as a continent that's a human being that has Hard up, grow. At some point, you're gonna be like, you know what? I'm kind of sick of this shit. Let me tell you guys something. Africa's problem is Africans. It's not the West. It's not China. It's not. You guys say that to yourself because it's cope. It's easier to say that so that you don't have to look inwards. Our problem as Africans is Africans. Yes, most Asian parents do exactly like African parents lied. But can you compare Asian parents and African parents from a political and economic standpoint? Because that's all I give a shit about, please. I don't care about anything else. I don't care about the household. I care about what actually is tangible and makes the African and make the Asian youth have a leg up. Can you compare the leg up the average Asian youth has compared to the average African youth? Think. That's what I'm talking about. Political and economics. Military. This is not about emotions. And I know a lot of Africans, we are emotional people. That is why you see Africans will go to church and pray 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 and pray. They'll still be poor. The Swedes don't pray. They're not poor. They're practical. Asians don't pray as much as we do. They have their own thing, but they're practical people. I choose practicality over delusion. If I could explain to my own parents, you have to call it. I don't understand what you're saying. Call it. Maybe ask me directly so that I can understand what you're talking about. That's the truth. Okay. The difference between like Asian parents focus on economy and politics. African parents don't focus on that because if they did, our countries would move forward. It's just that. Just comparing African countries and Asian countries. That's just all it is. But these are the kind of conversations we need to have. We don't have it. Especially online. We don't have these kind of conversations. The kind of conversations we have online is, FBA versus African. Who gives a fuck if you're FBA? I don't give a shit. Are you foundational Black American? Good for you. Go and do what you want to do. I don't care. Why do they think we care? Why do these foundational Black Americans think Africans give a damn if they're Africans or not? Most Africans don't care. I don't care. The people I know don't care. Most Africans in Africa don't even know what FBA is. They don't give a damn. They're busy living their lives or trying to live their lives. We don't care. Salaf, what actions can we as an individual take? Very simple. Delineate from religious beliefs. Number one, as Africans. Number two, you want to delineate from your parents' mentality. This closed-mindedness, never curious. That's number two. Number three, get skills. Skills. I always recommend 3 types of skills. You need IT skill. You need a tech skill. You need a sales skills. You need to know how to sell, and you need a blue collar skill. Tech skill, IT skill, anything in IT, learn it. Sales skill, you need to know how to sell. You need to know how to talk to people and get a blue collar skill. Either it's logistics, either it's plumbing, either it's carpentry, you have to learn it. Once you've learned those things, you have to learn how to use them. And ultimately, you want to build a business. Build a business and work with your community. Simple as that. It is not rocket science. This is what the Asians do. They work with themselves. They get skills and they work with themselves. End of story. But the difference the difference between Asians and Black people is that Black people want to be the only one. Have you noticed that? Black people, they enjoy being the token. They enjoy being the only. And that is why you see a Black person, he or she will get into a position, they close the door. They close the door. They don't want to share information. They don't want to give you a leg up. They don't want to do nothing for you. They close the door behind them. And then we complain. That's it. That's what the Asians do that we don't. We don't work together. Even African countries don't even engage with themselves a lot. The average African country would rather talk to their colonial masters than talk to their neighbors. Did you know that? Did you know that the average African country doesn't talk to themselves as much as they speak to their colonial powers? Africa is just weird, man. Sometimes I wish I wasn't African, to be honest, because I have so much to give, but it's like I'm starting from -5. Do you believe interracial relationship is a harm to us? What do you think? Use your brain. Everything I've been talking about, what do you think my answer is going to be? I mean, come on, guys. There are certain things I don't need to say yes to that you can just connect the dots. Interracial relationship doesn't favor you in any way. Well, I have nothing against interracial relationship. My only thing is when you get married to somebody from another race as a black man, just know that you're gonna if you become prominent, you're gonna lose your money to somebody to another community. It's as simple as that. Because marriage is a business deal. Marriage is business, right? If you marry, you put again. I'm talking about marriage, a ring on the finger, right? If you marry somebody from another race, just know that anything you make, when you guys, especially when you have kids, you divorce, you have kids, that money is going to go to another person. That's just all it is. And if you're happy with that, kudos to you. Good luck. So that's it. About 62% of all trades in Europe is with other European states. In Africa, it's only 50%. There you go. There you go. That's Africa for you. And this is common sense. This is something that shouldn't be. How can you not trade to your neighbors? We should be trading with each other quickly. That's how you create jobs. Because if I have something I want to sell to Cameroon and to Equatorial Guinea, we should be able to do that. But the fact that African leaders are not actively doing things like this tells you why our parents' generation are failures. They're failures. Short-term thinking failures. They want to be with Europe so bad. African president. I don't know. A lot of them have foreign wives. How many Asian presidents are married to foreign women? How many white men are married to foreign women? How many Latino men are married to foreign women? How many Arab presidents are married to foreign women? I swear to God, man. I swear to God, man. I swear to God. Africa can make you want to unalive yourself, I swear. Everything that we are not supposed to do, we do. Everything we are not supposed to do, we do. And the thing we are supposed to do, we don't do. It's like especially this Francophone president. I gotta say something about these Francophone African countries, man. You guys are the biggest ops, I gotta say. You guys are in France, bro. Almost all the Francophone presidents, your wives are white. Damn. The guy in Guinea, Cameroon, there's a lot of them I forgot. Jesus Christ. That should tell you where their loyalty is. Yes, exactly. That woman is a spy. She's a spy. See, a lot of the rest of the world, people need to understand something. They see African presidents as house niggers. You guys go to understand, especially the Francophone guys. The West sees them as house niggers. That's it. You are there to manage my territory. Simple. You're house niggers. That's all you do. That's all you're there for. That country on paper is called Guinea-Bissau, whatever, or Guinea-Conakry, whatever. But I am the owner. I'm going to put you there. I'm going to give you a white woman to marry. You're there to manage it. And you can be there for as long as you want. But the moment you step out of line, there's going to be a coup. And you're going to give me $600 billion every month. We don't need to come together. That's another issue a lot of Africans have. Africa can develop independently. There's no need for us to come together. Nigeria can develop as Nigeria, right? Senegal can develop as Senegal. Mauritania can develop as Mauritania. If everybody is focused on themselves and building their own countries, Africa will develop by default. There's no need for us to come together. We will never come together. We don't need to. Asians are not as united as you think. White people are not as united as you think. Arabs are not as united as you think. The only reason you think they're united is because when it's time to prioritize other interests, they come together. That's it. That's all it is. This is why I don't like doing these lives. I got emotional. Guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna end the live. I don't know when next I'm gonna be back, but yeah, it was nice to do this. Shout out to the people that gifted me. See, I already have a headache. Africa gave me headache, man. I swear. Shout out to Khadija, Flowing Aura. Some of you guys, your names are very Epoteral, Blooming Lark, Douglas, and one last thing. African men, look. Oh, your family and all. This is why I stay off TikTok. I just logged into TikTok today. This was what it showed me.
I just de-escalated it by saying I'm going abroad for work. You have to cancel the ticket. She just canceled the ticket and got angry about it. She was off and down, threatening again. I was like, you know what? Can you just stop this threatening of killing yourself? Because I don't know what you're fighting for. Just, it's not going to change anything. Just understand that we could be friends, we could be talking. If you see me on live stream, we could talk, but this is not going to get anywhere. It's then I flew to Nigeria in December 2024. So when I went to Nigeria, we all know that financially Nigeria is a red zone. If you use a foreign bank account and your account, if you use it abroad without notifying your bank, they can freeze you. So I was on a friend of mine called Amy South. I was on his live and I was telling them I went to swap, and I was on the phone. I swapped my UK card in ShopRite and my account froze. I don't know what to do because I don't even get anything. I don't even have any credit card with me. All I have is Visa. So I can't use credit card abroad. I'm only having a debit card, Visa cards. I don't know what else to do. And because I'm in the store there, I said, hello everyone. I protect my own. I will stick my neck for my Nigerian brothers, my Nigerian women, no matter how we fight, bickering.
These are the kind of women African men are losing their shit over. This guy talks big, eh? I was thinking the kind of women this guy will be dealing with is like,
it's not as it is.
Which other group of men do you think this woman will have this kind of platform on? Do you even think in her own community, the men in her community is going to put her on that publicly? Do you think Indian men, they might mess with her and behind the scene, but do you think they're going to put it online? Do you think Asian men are going to put it online? Arab men are going to put it online?
I will stick my neck for my Nigerian brothers.
These are the kind of women African men are out here chasing after. She ignored him. He kept on texting. She didn't want him. He kept texting.
You a picture of him. It's okay. Goes 2022. The conversation.
That's do you think men in her community would even put her on? That's the kind of women most African men get. Absolutely, M1. All these guys you see on TikTok talking big, especially these guys that are talking on black women, African women. That's the women they get. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. I'm out.